Hello students, in today's presentation we'll discuss about analog and digital transducer and primary and secondary transducer in details from chapter 5 transducer, subject basic electronics 22225. So the analog transducers, so we'll start with the analog transducers. Analog transducers converts the non-electrical, that is the physical signal, into an analog output which is a continuous function of time. Now as you know that there are two types of signals also, that is analog signal and a digital signal. And analog signal is will start from 0 value, then it will gradually go on increasing to a maximum value, that is a peak value, then again it reduces, it comes to 0 and then it goes in the negative half cycle and then reaches a maximum negative peak and come to 0. So that is the analog signal. So the analog transducers converts the non-electrical signal into an analog signal. So examples of analog signal transducers are strain gauge, then LVDT and thermocouple. Strain gauge and LVDT we have already discussed. We will discuss about the thermocouple in analog transducer. So this is the circuit connection of the thermocouple. Thermocouple is basically formed of two different metals are connected to a single point, that is the hot end, where you see two different metals are joined at one point. So there, that point, one is hot end, here you can see, and the second ends of that two different metals are kept at cold end. As the junction temperature increases, now if you heat that hot end, or as the temperature of that hot end point, that junction increases, a small voltage is created in the loop, because as the cold end is connected to a galvanometer, as you can see here, the voltage produced at the junction of the dissimilar metals is due to a phenomena called as Seebeck effect. This effect is called as Seebeck effect. So thermocouple is basically a combination of two different metals, and that junction where these two different metals meet is called as thermocouple junction. Higher the temperature at the junction, the greater the voltage will be produced at that junction. So the relationship between the voltage and the temperature is constant, and therefore the graph is also a linear. So this is how a thermocouple works. So as you can understand, when you are heating, that means it is nothing but the temperature, which is a physical quantity, and that non-electrical quantity is then converted into voltage. So that is the thermocouple, and that is how it works as a transducer. So temperature is directly transformed into voltage. So these are the pros and cons of thermocouple. They are inexpensive. They are pros means they are rugged and reliable, so that is a good thing. They can be used over a wide temperature range. And the cons: low output voltage, low sensitivity, non-linearity, and electrical connections. Now digital transducers are the transducers which converts the non-electrical signal, that is the physical quantity, into the output signal, which will be in digital form. Now we have already studied about the analog and digital signals. Now digital signals is having a higher value for constant higher value for certain amount of time, and then again it will have a constant lower value at certain amount of time. That is digital signal, that is 1 and 0. So it gives discrete output. So these transducers are becoming more popular nowadays because of the advantages associated with the digital measuring instruments. And digital signals can be transmitted over long distance without causing much distortion due to amplitude variation and phase shift. So these are some advantages of digital transducer. Now there is one more classification of transducer, that is primary transducer and a secondary transducer. Now the primary transducers are the transducers when the input signal is directly sensed by the transducer and physical phenomena is converted into the electrical form directly. Such transducer is called as primary transducer. Now here example is given, a thermistor. So as you know that thermistor senses the temperature and that temperature is converted into a variation of resistance. That thermistor falls in the category of primary transducer. Now the secondary transducers are the transducers in which the input signal is sensed first by some detector or sensor and then its output is not in the form and its output being of some form other than input signal is given input to transducer for conversion. Means that output is again given to into a transducer for conversion into electrical signal. Such transducer falls in the category of secondary transducer. So once the sensor senses the physical quantity and converts into some form, and that output, which is the output of the sensor, is again converted by the transducer into some electrical form, that such type of transducers are called secondary transducers. So example of a secondary transducer is LVDT. Now also one more example is Bourdon tube, for example. So here you can see, in case of pressure measurement, Bourdon tube is primary sensor which converts pressure first into displacement and then the displacement is converted into an output voltage by LVDT. In this case LVDT is the secondary transducer. So this is the overall example of secondary transducer. So on right hand side you can see the Bourdon tube. So here the pressure is applied. This pressure is physical quantity. The pressure applied, we are going to find how much pressure is that in terms of the output voltage or current. So that Bourdon tube, the pressure is sensed and that pressure is converted into displacement. So there will be a displacement depending upon the pressure of the Bourdon tube, and that displacement is then sensed by the LVDT. As you know, if the LVDT core, that ferrite core you see, if it moves up, the voltages will be developed at the secondary windings will be different, and when it is at the center, the secondary windings voltages will be same, and as it moves there will be the variation in the voltage at the secondary windings. So as the displacement is less or more depending on the displacement, there is a displacement of this core, and because of this displacement of this core, the output voltages will be developed across the secondary of the LVDT. Now here you can see, so this is Bourdon tube as a primary transducer, and the second transducer is LVDT, that is secondary transducer. The total becomes your secondary transducer. So this is the example of secondary transducer. So this was all about the primary and secondary transducers. So here the same circuit as a secondary transducer is shown. Now now we will discuss transducer and inverse transducer. The classification is totally depending upon, now the transducer, generally we can define the transducer as it converts non-electrical quantity to electrical quantity or electrical signal, non-electrical signal or physical signal to electrical signal. So that is transducer. So inverse transducer, you can say inverse transducer converts electrical signal into non-electrical signal. So the basic example of inverse transducer, a piezoelectric crystal acts as an inverse transducer because when a voltage is applied across its surface, it changes its dimension, causing a mechanical displacement. Now the next category of transducer is photoelectric transducers. So the basic principle of photoelectric transducer is it converts light energy into electrical energy. So in this, when the light falls on photosensitive element, electric current is generated that is measured directly or after the amplification. Photoelectric effect is the ejection of the electrons from a metal or a semiconductor surface when illuminated by light or any radiation of suitable wavelength. So there are different types of photoelectric transducers. So you have passive transducers and active transducers. So in passive transducers you have photoemissive and photoconductive transducers, and active transducer you have photovoltaic. So these are the some classification of photoelectric transducer. So this is the diagram of photovoltaic transducer. Here you can see two semiconductors, extrinsic semiconductors are used to manufacture this photovoltaic transducer. You can see here the one upper type layer is of N type of extrinsic semiconductor, and the second one is of P type of extrinsic semiconductor. So these two type of semiconductors are when joined, a junction is formed. Here you can see that purple color, that is the junction, and when this junction is illuminated with light of proper wavelength, the electrons and holes are flowing through the load and creating electrical current. So to get that electrical current, we need to connect the circuit so that you can understand from here that the light is directly converted into current or voltage. So light is a non-physical quantity, and that is converted into electrical quantity, that is voltage and current. And this is how it works. So it is made up of two semiconductor material, and at the junction light has to be illuminated. Now next category is a photoconductive transducer. Photoconductive transducer are also called as light dependent resistors. We have already studied this in chapter 1 of basic electronics. So when the light falls on it, its resistance value changes. It works on the principle that the resistance of the photosensitive semiconducting material decreases when the intensity of the light incident on it increases. So that means as the light increases, the more current will flow, and the light decreases, less current will flow. The disadvantage are photoconductive cells are sluggish and show hysteresis effect. So this is a general diagram of photoconductive transducer. So when a light of varying intensity falls on the film of a current flows through the circuit containing a galvanometer and a battery. The current is directly proportional to the intensity of the light. This is all about the transducers. Thank you.